we're not going to refer our pets to chiropractors that have AVCA certification, that have taken a national board exam, that know what is chiropractic and what isn't chiropractic. You know, until we learn what, as veterinarians, until the veterinary profession learns to identify what a vertebral subluxation is and what it does to the body and how it affects the nervous system. I mean, come on, guys. How many of you veterinarians out there really enjoyed neurology in vet school? You know, not very many. You know, oh my God, I hope it's not neurological. That's what we used to always say because we didn't have very much to take care of it. Hey, Bill, glad you made it. Philip, glad your wife enjoyed us at the AVCA. All right, Vince, good day. Let's embrace learning. Don't be afraid, because sometimes when we say, no, don't do that, we're afraid. And what are we really afraid of? Let's see. The average animal in a traditional veterinary clinic comes in twice a year. The average animal in a chiropractic practice comes in 6 to 12 times a year. So if I'm doing traditional medicine on these animals, I see them twice a year. If I'm doing chiropractic medicine on these animals, I see them 6 to 12 times a year. Which one is going to allow me to see more changes in these animals? Which one is going to allow me to be on the spot when there's something going on that might be a zoonotic disease? I think the chiropractic practice is going to be more likely. I'm going to see these animals sooner, more often. So I'm going to notice these changes. I'm going to notice herd changes. You know, those are the kinds of things that we see when we go out on a routine basis. You know, we go out and look at the whole animal. We don't just go out and look at what's wrong with the animal, right? So don't be afraid to embrace these things. I used to be that way. And then I learned about some stuff. And some of the alternative therapies that I've learned about don't make any sense. Some of the alternative therapies that I've learned about make a huge amount of sense. Some of the drugs that I've learned about make a lot of sense when they're used appropriately. Some of the drugs I've learned about don't make any sense. You know, some of the surgeries are necessary. I've sent a lot of animals to get surgery. I've also sent a lot of animals to rehab. And part of rehab is chiropractic, because that's the fastest way to affect the nervous system. You know, there's two ways we can get muscle atrophy. We can get muscle atrophy because of lack of use. We can get muscle atrophy from lack of innervation. Lack of innervation is an interference in the nervous system. Without removing that interference in the nervous system, that muscle can't get tone again. Muscle tone is important. We have to have muscle tone in order to function, you know? So education is important. We have to embrace people that have education in areas that we don't. We need to be able to learn together. We need to be able to see what each profession has to offer and not panic. You know, a veterinary clearance. I heard one gentleman say once in a Senate hearing that a veterinary clearance was no big deal. And if he'd seen an animal in the last year, he would have no problem writing a veterinary clearance for these animals to go see a certified chiropractor. Wow. How's that going to help prevent zoonotic diseases? How's that going to help? You know, the incubation period on rabies is 6 months at the most. So if I saw an animal a year ago, I don't know if he's got rabies or not. West Nile, you know, we're talking about 10 to 14 days. So a veterinary clearance that was written 6 months ago isn't going to help in those cases anyway. So we really need to embrace what each profession has, whether that profession is a certified animal chiropractor, a licensed veterinarian. You know, as veterinarians, we need to do our due diligence. We need to make sure that the people out there are protecting the animals that are trained. You know, in Texas right now, A certified animal chiropractor, it doesn't matter if you're a veterinarian or a chiropractor, isn't supposed to advertise animal chiropractic. But yet lay people with no training, there's a gentleman in my area that watched somebody do it. He'll tell you, I watched somebody do it. Now I am one. But the board won't go after him because he doesn't have anything to lose. How does that protect the public? So our boards, professionals, our job is to protect the public. I agree. Public health is very important, part of veterinary medicine. You know, our job used to be to protect the food supply. How have we done that? You know, how many veterinarians actually even look at food animals anymore? So we're not helping. You know, we have consultants that fly in once a year and look at these big feedlots. And then after that, the rest is just taken care of by lay people. So how does that protect the public? You know, we say one thing and then we do another. Come on, people. If we're in a position to educate people, we need to educate people. If we're in a position to where we're trying to learn, we need to be learning every day. Because somebody once told me that if we quit learning, we're dead. So as a stakeholder in Texas, as a stakeholder in Colorado, and in other states that I'm licensed in, I ask myself, how can we not afford to support certified animal chiropractors? How can we not afford to do it? Because if they ever sue us, we might even lose what we've got. Because the chiropractors and the medical doctors have fought for a long time. And guess what? The courts have said, you guys, medical doctors, cannot badmouth the chiropractors anymore. And guess what? Now that we've got some studies out there, what's the best cure for back pain in humans? Not drugs, not surgery, chiropractic care. It does a lot of other good things too. So as a stakeholder, I ask myself every day, how can we not embrace certified animal chiropractors? How can we not promote the human-animal bond by promoting more visits per year? Because then as an animal chiropractor, we can pick things up sooner. Okay? We can find things. One of my peers just sent a case where the people brought a dog to her. It had a veterinary clearance from 2 months ago. Came in. This certified animal chiropractor looked at the dog, adjusted the pelvis, but the dog was in a lot of abdominal pain, a lot of problems peeing. Okay, told the lady, you know what? You probably need to go see your veterinarian. So the lady went, saw her veterinarian. The dog had a raging bladder infection, including some stones. Got all that taken care of. Boom. How long would it have taken her to go to the veterinarian if that certified animal chiropractor hadn't taken care of it? We see things all the time. Oh, he's always been that way. No, that doesn't make it right. We need to do things. We need to embrace. We need to learn. We have to educate. Part of educating is learning. So if you're going to educate somebody about why not to go to the chiropractor, you better learn why they should go to the chiropractor. Because I know when to do exploratory surgery and when to not do exploratory surgery. Because I had to learn that. I know when to use XYZ drugs. And I also know when to not use XYZ drugs. And I took it upon myself to learn something about homeopathy. And I know when to use some homeopathic remedies. And I also took it upon myself to learn chiropractic care. Because I had some awesome mentors that really taught me well what the chiropractic adjustment does and what that does to the nervous system. And when I learned that, I now know what is chiropractic and what is not. And until somebody knows what is and what is not, you should not be telling people to not go see the chiropractor. And I don't care what profession you're in, whether you're in the medical profession or the veterinary medical profession, we need to learn what these things are. Because there's good cold lasers, there's bad cold lasers. There's good drugs, there's bad drugs. There's drugs that should be used for X and drugs that should be used for Y. There's homeopathic remedies that do X, and there's homeopathic remedies that do Z. And there's chiropractic adjustments that remove vertebral subluxations and allow the body's innate ability to function without neurological interference, the way that it was born to do, the way that it was made when the two cells united. And that's what chiropractic is about. Chiropractic's not about diagnosing. Chiropractic is not about taking money away from veterinarians. Chiropractic is about helping the body function at its utmost ability. Sometimes it needs help, but most of the time, doctor, do no harm and stay out of the body's way. So today, learn, teach, and heal, because we're healers, every one of us. Let's use it to our utmost ability. Thanks for joining. Hi, Ann. Hi, Julianne. Lance. Shannon, glad you made it. Guys, we'll see you next week, and thanks for joining.